Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to TPEW Takedown, Episode 5. I am your host, Larry, and I wait for my co-host. And we got a lot to cover, and today was Inferno Rising for TPEW, the men of the Wolves Den, and we will be revealing the ladies' pay-per-view that will be coming up. Let me go get my glass for my drink. Good evening.
Hello!
How's it going? How you feeling?
Man, what a PPV, but we'll get to that soon. How are you?
Doing pretty well. I got my bourbon this week for our show, so hell yeah.
No, but you can rest it. I always forget to hit it. It's fine.
Hi, Lil.
Hi. My legs are hurting so bad. I gotta stretch them.
So what do you have to say about the show? It was phenomenal from start to finish.
It was absolutely a banger. Probably one of the best shows I've seen from Tpew. And the fact that we have other eyes on us, Boss Lady will talk more about that later.
Most indeed agreed. I cannot wait to see what we do talk about on here. But he does, the boss man of Wolves Den, though, would like to say something to his sister real quick.
Oh, hang on a minute. BB, the GM of Wolves Den would like to speak with you a second.
Yeah, tell them I'll be right there.
She will be right here. Just give her just a minute.
No worries. Welcome, AJ.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, did you find
That's
it?
Big Papa Wolf.
What a card, what a show.
What are you drinking on right now?
Water.
Oh, nice. Good faucet water, or is it bottled water?
That's faucet water. I can't afford the bottled water right now.
Hey, no judgment here. No, water is better than no water, right?
Calm down.
Poor folk. Anyway, to my knowledge, we only had one championship retention, yes?
Yes. We will get to that. But yes, there was only one out of all 5.
And it was well retained, mind you.
But technically in that retain, that was the only one where technically, we'll get to that later, but somebody had help per se, but it was a war. But we will get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But it was banger after banger. We had something crazy to kick us off that was supposed to be a scheduled match. But it looked like Nikolai and Berserko wanted to start off in the back there. And it was Nikolai walking away, what it looked like with the best of that exchange. What do you have to say about that kicking off?
It was definitely a bit of a war there. I will admit the first 2 matches, I was kind of busy with the Top Secret project. So with that in mind, about the 3rd match is when I just said to hell with it and got off the computer and just paid full attention to the pay-per-view. But from what I saw of it, it was definitely a battle. And Nikolai needed that win, especially if I recall, his last match was a downer for him. He ended up disappointing Wolfina. Was that correct, or am I mistaken? Because it's been a long time since we saw Nikolai.
I want to say yes, but at the same time, I'm also like, it's like you just stated, it's been a long time, so I could be very much mistaken. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe you are correct on that. But at the same time, I believe there was like a tag match or so after with him. But Nikolai comes around when he can. But when he does, he tries to put on a show.
Yeah. Regardless, though,
But
Nikolai
Berserko,
needed that win.
Yeah. And Berserko, though, is no slouch. He's another clown that we don't want to mess with.
No, he's no slouch at all. These clowns, they're multiplying. They're coming out of the woodwork. More on that later.
Yee, indeed. And yes, the boss lady is here. And I have a thing from Eddie regarding before we do get there, we will get there later, but he wants to make something clear that you guys had a talk a long while back about the KO championship. Now, technically, yes, it's KO rules, but technically, in casket, you have to knock out your opponent to put them in the casket, correct?
That's what I was telling her.
And he stated to her, they had a talk not too long ago where he said, and I quote, ambulance, casket, and last man standing and KO are the 4 matches you could win the KO championship in. He wants to make that clear to the boss lady. Like, yes.
Yep.
Now, if the fans were to vote Hell in a Cell, he stated, and I quote to me, he would not have had the title put on the line because that is not a match that you can win it in. Just saying.
Susie, welcome in. Welcome, KD. Welcome, everybody who's coming in. This is Tpew Takedown, your number one source for chaos in the Tpew and e-fetting world.
And speaking of chaos, we have a man that will be getting to his match later. But Aaron, just tell us how you're feeling. We'll get to the match later, but how are you feeling?
I feel relieved. I'm grateful for the opportunity that was tonight. We were in the middle of the pay-per-view, and I must say, as much as we put on a show for everyone tonight. As you can see, I'm hurting right here. So he got me good earlier. So I'm ready to put everything behind me. This is a whole new direction for me. I'm still young. I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I'm ready to go for next week. So I'm pretty relieved. I gave it all I got, and that's really all I got to say about that.
We'll get to that match. But what did you watch the kickoff between Berserko and Nikolai, where it was a parking lot brawl?
And it did not, and it went the way I thought it would the entire time. You know, me and Nikolai go way back. I worked for him. So for him to have that match with Berserko and give it his all, that match which wasn't, I believe that match was probably set the standard for what happened. And I think that whole entire match kind of woke up the entire, and when I say the entire locker room, it showed that even, it doesn't matter if you're outside the ring or inside the ring, they'll get the job done no matter what. And that backstage brawl was the definition of what this pay-per-view stood for.
Well, Kerry, what do you have to say to that comment right there?
I could not agree more. It was a very explosive opener, and we couldn't ask for a better opening match for Inferno Rising.
Most indeed. Welcome, pro wrestler Izzy James in the house. I hope you're healing up, my friend. I had him on Breaking Kayfabe a long while back, but this man is a pro wrestler, so please give that man a clap. That man is a warrior. That man is a champion for what he's done, and I'm happy about what he's done. We love you, Izzy. Welcome, J Max.
Welcome in.
Yes. Thank you. Now, gentlemen, we're going to move on to the second matchup of the night, and this was Nixon versus Jack Graves, 2 hard hitters. It could have gone either way, but Jack Graves got out victorious, and it looks like Jack is on a new wear and tear. Harry, what do you guys say?
I can't say that I'm surprised about that match. Ever since Nixon came back, he's not exactly been the same, let's say. Usually we're used to seeing him dominate, but now he's in a completely new league. He's been out for a little while. So to go up against a man as good as Jack Graves is in such a short time, that was a little bit more than he could chew, and I think Jack showed that because he dominated that match from what I could tell.
Well said. AJ, you're familiar with both individuals. What did you think about this matchup?
You know, where do I even start? One side, we had a former tag team partner, and we have became one of the most dominant tag teams of our time when I first came in. We had the tag team title for a while, so I know tonight wasn't Nixon's best night, and we never got along. But I knew for a fact tonight that wasn't his best, and I could tell for sure. And I'll say this to him if he's listening. I know that wasn't your best, and I know for a fact that you could do better than what you did tonight. With Jack Graves, I've shared the ring with Jack Graves. Oh boy, that man is not nothing to play with. And so I believed in I put it down the middle for this match. But something I knew had a fire within Jack because as soon as he stepped foot here, he already knew what he had to do. And it showed tonight that after everything, he's still here and on a dominant roll, like I said.
Yes, indeed. And oh yeah, I forgot. Here's your weed brownie. I promise you later. Just save it for later. All right, Katie. Thank you. We'll talk later. We'll go meet at the tracks. Cool. Yeah. All right. Now, Gary and AJ, you both stated very great points. These are two hard hitters. And Jack, I think he's maybe upset after losing his IC title because, Carrie, you said that was one of the best elimination chambers that you thought it was for MTM. But you think this was Jack trying to get his redemption?
I think so, and to send a message that he's still active and he wants his belt back, or he might even be gunning for bigger, better things. So, roster, watch out for Jack Graves. This man, he's good in the ring and he's crazy on top of it.
Most indeed agreed. And right after that encounter between those two men, we had an epic, amazing tag team matchup between the Geek Squad of Urkel and Waldo against Angelo Valentine and Kosai in a fantastic tag team match. The first tag team matchup of the night. It was a great back and forth battle, but Kosai and Angelo got their first victory as a team. Carrie, what do you have to say?
It was definitely back and forth. It looked like there might have been a little bit of friction, maybe, between Angelo and Kosai, because throughout that match, Angelo, I hate to say it like this, but he hogged the spotlight a lot. So that's something they're going to have to work on. But Kosai did say that the more intense training will begin now after seeing the winners of the tag team belts tonight. And he also said it must be destiny because he had predicted this sort of confrontation, especially if Kosai and Angelo could get to the tag team spots. But we'll talk about that later.
Indeed we shall. DSB is here. Welcome, sir. And Katie, enjoy your brownies and Reese's brownies, actually. AJ, what do you have to say about this tag team encounter?
Oh my goodness. And I hate to say it, I hate to pick favorites, but I'm a big fan of the Geek Squad. And for the reason amount of weeks they've been back and forth, but I have enjoyed every single match that they're in because they always put their heart and soul in their matches. They might not get the W every time, but I know that the Geek Squad is one of the biggest fan favorite tag teams right now. And for them to showcase that in this pay-per-view tonight, I think the Geek Squad has a very bright future ahead of them. And I think, and this might be an unfavorable opinion, but I believe that the Geek Squad are future tag team champions.
Well, you won't get no disagreement from me.
And I think that Waldo and Steve are probably one of the biggest fan favorite tag teams right now up to date. And I believe they have everything that it takes to become tag team champions once they get that opportunity.
I mean, how could you not love those lovable idiots?
Oh, welcome. The champ is here. We will get to that soon, but welcome our new world champion, Big Rig, and we will get to that later, what we mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, for those that do not know. And what are you guys having for dinner, boss lady? What are you having for dinner? What are you guys having for dinner, Carrie?
We had leftovers. She had pork steak, potato wedges, black-eyed peas, and cornbread, and I had stir-fry.
Sounds like I might have to come over there for dinner.
Ain't none left. Leftovers don't last long.
They don't.
Yeah, TPW Takedown. We got the entree table you could go to, AJ. So we got.
Well, Kaida owns the Sakura Grillcade, and she and Shiori always bring stuff into catering, so
Did those peeves seeing boom boom pow says DSP?
Oh my God, my brother always saying something.
But Kosai and Angelo, how you stated out, Harry, the people that won the tag titles, who we shall get to later when the time comes, they faced them in their first match together. So this is literally destined to be.
I agree, because Kosai was the first one to say that he wanted to face, I believe it was Chin, and then seeing the tag team, I think he had the idea to get with Angelo because he saw something in Angelo and thought they could bring something to the tag team division. And with that in mind, BPW and Chien, they formed their tag. Those two formed their tags on the same exact night. And while Kosai and Angelo hadn't been very successful in the tag scene, they have vowed that they're not going to stop until they get the tag titles. Perhaps now we're going to see that come to fruition in full circle moment.
Well, indeed. AJ, do you have anything else you want to say on this before we go on to the next banger?
I just have high hopes for the tag team division. The tag team division has been on an absolute roll.
Yeah, he said, "Ow,
since,
my head."
since I've been here. Since I've been a part of the tag team division since I got here, it's been on the roll. We keep getting new people coming in, having new tag teams coming together. So with the tag team division for the rosters, I think it's coming all together, and I believe we still have some better things coming, and I can see it coming.
Well said. Well said. Well, as we move on to our next encounter, it was a triple threat Extreme Rules. Lucius West versus Prince Wade versus Taylor Valentine, where Taylor walked away victorious. And this was not the last time we saw Prince Wade, which we shall get to later and try to figure out that situation. But all three men put on a banger, but Taylor was the one that walked away victorious in a very epic fashion. Carrie, what do you have to say?
This one was an absolute battle, and I did not see Taylor coming away with the win. I honestly thought that Prince Wade, on as big of a tear as he's been in, would be coming out on top on this one. But I would say this was an upset victory because I don't recall ever seeing Taylor in a match. Could you tell me if I'm wrong there?
Definitely an underdog win.
I would say that, yeah.
The
boss lady speaks true. It sounds like I don't think he's really been in much. I can't really say, I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no because I think we might have seen him like a blue moon or so ago,
But it was definitely an underdog win situation here. It could have been that Taylor was in development, our development companies, but he came back and he proved a point tonight.
And he is the brother of Kosai's tag team partner, Angelo, I believe. And welcome, Vexy is here. And the boss lady said, let's face it, TPWB popping. And that is very true.
Hello there.
AJ, what do you have to say about the triple threat?
Now, see, I only have a few comments about this match because unfortunately I was in and out of this one. But I caught it at the last second where Taylor got the win. And I think it was a very back and forth triple threat match. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I
goodness.
I learned from this. Because the majority of my time being here, I've been a part of them for a very long time. And the watch someone else being in the shoes of me being in a triple threat match like that, it was very, very informative. But it was a very good match. I would say this: I didn't expect Taylor to get the win. I didn't expect it. It could never tell anybody out with a match like that. So watching that match, really set the mold for everything. So that's how I go about it at this point.
Well said. And we have to imagine that. I wonder what Taylor's going to do next because I think he literally just stood out here. So it makes you wonder what he's going to do from here. Like, Gary, where do you see Taylor going from here?
It's early to say. He just got the title. I want to see him defend this title quite a bit before we go much further. And yes, Wolf, Vexy, it's a mini wolf. It's my Lola. She's a little rat.
This wasn't for a title, my friend. This was a non-title.
Was it? Oh, my apologies.
You are perfectly fine. You are perfectly fine.
I would love to see it. Well, let me redact my statement then. I would love to see him in action more and see how far he can go and maybe earn at least a mid-card title.
Most indeed, most indeed. Agreed. And I think that's safe to say that we should move on.
Okay, so
Hold on a second, boss lady talking.
I
What's
had
up?
heard from Wolfen that he had planned to be a tag team, Wolfen and Taylor, but then hearing that Taylor was supposed to be teaming up with somebody else, kind of opened the doorway for the Hellion.
I see.
Back. So that's where we are.
So, Mr. Larry, I don't know if you heard that. The boss lady said that she heard from Wolfen that he and Taylor were supposed to be a tag team, but then learned that Taylor was going to tag with somebody else, which had the doorway open for the Hellions' return, which we'll get to that tonight.
Damn it, spoilers. We'll talk about that later.
Look, everybody who's in here watched the pay-per-view. They already know that the Hellion is back, so there's no spoilers there.
That were not there, and the excitement could be so much more. Damn it. We'll get to that later. The spoilers over here. The spoilers.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Jesus.
Point being, Wolfen wanted to tag with Taylor, but Taylor had other business, so.
One has to wonder if that would lead to a match between Wolfen and Taylor with their...
Well, it actually makes me wonder if Taylor doesn't have his sights set higher than tag titles and maybe he was looking to go for singles.
Maybe. There's no telling, but there's so many questions left unanswered for many of these matches, actually.
But if you guys say that he's going after singles and he goes after Wolfen, you have to remember he holds the Triple Crown, but only people that have held 3 championships previously can go after that.
But that doesn't mean that he couldn't go after other titles, or if he even beats the Triple Crown champion, that it doesn't put him in line for a rocket ship to said singles titles.
That is true. But when you guys put up him, you have to remember Wolfen is the Triple Crown. Only certain people can go for that. That's all I was saying.
We never mentioned which singles titles Taylor might go for.
Well,
that's up
Wolfen,
to him.
though, who is the Triple Crown?
I mentioned maybe a match between them. I just never said anything about titles being on
and
with
then you
them.
brought up titles, though.
I never said Wolfen's title. So.
Yes, but you said titles, and he holds the title.
Now, shut up, Larry.
I don't know what title he may be going for, but it just seems like that may be his plan, is to pick a title and go for it, because you don't walk in to the pay-per-view having not been seen prior, get a win like that, and do it for nothing.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Like I said,
see him with a future U.S. title shot in his future.
Oh, no.
Now, that was a beautiful triple threat, and that just led us on to our next contest, which was the Blackhearts, David and Ralph West, versus the Bolsheviks, Yuri and Dmitry. And like we stated before, Nikolai has not been seen in a while. That means the other Bolsheviks haven't seen in a while. Now, Yuri and Dmitry usually tag team a lot, so they're usually doing their thing while Nikolai does the singles. But this tag match was very impressive because Ralph and David West are trying to find where they fit in the mold here. And Ralph had a match not too long ago in that Elimination Chamber that you, Kerry, stated was the greatest one you've ever seen as far in MTM or TPW so far. And the Bolsheviks walked out victorious here tonight, but the Blackhearts put up a hell of a fight. What do you have to say?
It was a big night for the Russians, and it was a night that they needed, considering that none of them have been on Tpew television in a long time. I was very surprised to even see them in the pay-per-view to begin with. But tonight, they showed that whether they're out for a while or they're on TV, they're still on top of their game. No disrespect to David or Ralph. They came in, they did their thing, but those Russians are in a whole different category. So maybe next time, boys.
Now, let me ask you one more follow-up question before we get to AJ. Do you think that they both had other things on their mind, especially Ralph?
I think that's a possibility, but I know Yuri and Dimitri, they just love to fight, so they'll fight anybody. And when Yuri and Dimitri get in the ring, their focus is there. So, Ralph, David, if your focus is elsewhere, maybe you need to solve those issues before getting back into the ring. I know Ralph is under some, let's say, shocking situations right now.
Yes, most indeed. AJ, what do you have to say about this tag contest?
He's
Now,
hard.
see,
He'll pass.
y'all know how I feel about the tag team right now. I'm not gonna lie, the tag division right now is hot. But it also showed how you have to be on top of your game. On top of your game, and you have to have that connection with your tag team partner. If you don't have that connection with your tag team partner, and if you're not on the same page, and if you don't have the same mindset, you are not going to make it in this business. Because we have a lot of tag teams on this roster right now today that are on 10 and on connected. Like we've seen with Waldo and Steve. I'm going to set them up for an example. They have been on lock since the very beginning. They had their ups and downs, but they will always be brothers in arms, and they will get the W eventually. With the tag team division, you will never know what will happen. But this is all I have to say. You have to get along with your tag team partner and be on the same page. Because if you're not on the same page, you're not going to make it too well.
Well said. Well said. I think both these teams have a bright future going forward, and the Bolsheviks, between the two teams, are former tag champions here in TPW, so they will try to get the gold once more.
It's very possible, and I do not disagree with that statement at all.
But who's to say the Blackhearts, if they ever meet again, they probably could get a win over the Bolsheviks or whoever they face next, and they can make their way to the tag titles, you know?
The tag scene is on fire right now. That's all I gotta say.
Well said, and I think we can all agree on that. That tag team is growing. And speaking of tag teams, we had a impressive 6-man tag team contest, as it was the Blackout Squad, Madman, and the Headhunter teaming up with Kazarian, who is the grandson of Carter, I believe is what Carter said, against the Imps, Noble, Knoll, and Numbskull, in a great 6-man war. But in the end, the Imps walked out victorious. Harry, what do you have to say?
That match, I really didn't get to see much. I was looking for some meat around here that's gone missing that I cut up yesterday. I still haven't found it, and was trying to prep supper and everything for us. So I'm gonna pass on my comment there because I don't want to undermine either one of them.
You think the dogs might have ate it?
I don't know. All I know is I can't find it.
Understood. I hope you do find it, or at least something that you'll be able to prep.
I've got stuff laid out, but it wasn't what I wanted out, so we'll find out eventually. I'm so scatterbrained at times I can't help it.
I get it.
It
You just got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, the missing meats indeed. Goldfish brain, full effect.
Brought to you on our next episode,
Yes.
the mystery of the missing meat.
He gets it. He gets it. Goldfish brain. He gets it.
Who are you?
What?
Oh,
Over both their heads.
Yep.
Well, I guess we're talking about goldfish brain. We'll talk about that on the next episode of
we
TPW,
gonna
guys.
talk about that. Yeah.
Anyways,
Memory
AJ.
loss, goldfish brain.
AJ, the 6-man tag. What do you have to say about it? Because I
Now-
think you're more familiar with Kazarian in the Blackout Squad, if I recall.
am. 'Cause I have fought many times against Kazarian. And I've fought, and then there are some matches I work against. I'm a big fan of Kazarian. Unfortunately, this was a time period where I was in and out again, in the chat, and I hate that I did because it was such a fire card. I must say, everyone that put the card together has been absolutely amazing. I can't describe how creative minds get together like this with a card like this. And I wish I had the time today to actually sit down and watch it while it was live. But unfortunately, I can't give a comment at this time because I missed this match, unfortunately, when I was looking forward to this match.
Damn, losing marbles now goldfish brains, for fuck's sake, says J-Max.
He ain't got no room to talk.
It's okay. He wants to make one of us. We got him, baby. It's okay.
Yep, the certain 3-letter word is still a thing, even here.
Yeah,
Oh, you're talking about
let's
bands?
talk
Hold
about
on.
these marbles. When you say don't fall on the marbles and everybody walks in and falls on the marbles. What happened to listening?
This is Tpew. Everybody's hard-headed, okay?
I didn't have my headphones.
Everybody here has selective hearing, I think is what the issue is. Let's be real here.
Oh my goodness.
It was amazing match cards for the pay-per-view. I definitely rate the pay-per-view 10 out of 10. It was great. Well, Mr.
I will
Katie,
agree
we
with
only
that
got-
one.
Yes, it was a really good show. Like, I can't describe how good this show really was. Everybody really got together on this one and wanted the first, well, not the first pay-per-view, but wanted this pay-per-view to be one of the best of the year. And I believe, and I hate to say this so early, I think Phoenix Rising is going to be one of the best pay-per-views of the year. We already in the third month of the year. We're about to go in the fourth, but I think that Inferno Rising will be one of the best pay-per-views of the year.
I'm going to go a step further and say I believe in all the EFES, this is going to be TPU's year.
Wow. Well said. Strong words. DSP, I told that clown one day I was going to get him, and look what happened. Bozo paid the penalty for fucking with the wolf. We will talk about that match here soon, DSP. We are actually almost there.
Seems like my brother is still fired up even after the match.
But speaking of matches, one of the competitors is actually on the screen here with us, and it was the 2 out of 3 death match that was invented by Eddie Walker for TPW, and it was AJ versus Talos Piper. It was 1-1 between both these competitors, and then Talos got the second fall, leading to his win. Now, before I do get to AJ, Carey, what do you have to say about this matchup?
I am not even going to comment. I'm just going to take it over to the man himself and see if he took my words and advice in when he was going into this match.
AJ, how do you respond?
With this matchup particularly, 2 out of 3 falls I had my history with. As of right now, after tonight, now I am 2-2 in my 2 out of 3 falls record. Now that it's tied up again, I'm gonna have to find a way to break it again. But I was so ready and so hyped for this match. I had pretty much almost everyone rooting for me, even the children. You know, the children are my biggest motivation right now. You know, if no one else, it's the children. The children always see me and look at me with the happiest smile on their face. And what's more motivating than that? You know, seeing my own son, seeing my niece, seeing my daughters, you know, having a smile on their face, supporting their father, you know, it pulls my heartstrings a little bit, and it makes me never forget what I'm fighting for. No matter how bad things get, no matter how much beef I have with a person, this matchup defines my very career. I can go the distance. I can set the standard as one of the youngest superstars on this roster. At 22 years old, mind you, competing with the big men nowadays. 22 years old. A lot of 22-year-olds can't do that, except for Javon Evans. That boy is bouncing. But when it comes down to Aaron James, I'm here, and they aren't ready for the Marvel one. Because now this is a whole new me, and now that this whole thing is over, I don't want to talk about it anymore. This is a brand new beginning for me, and I'm ready to prove it in that ring.
Well said. Strong words.
Well, let's
Mr.
see
Carey,
if you'll hold true to that one.
Usually I'm a man of my word.
Let's not get too cocky now.
So where does AJ go from here? You said you wanted to move past it. What do you have your eyes set on currently?
And that is a good question because I ask myself that question all the time. What is next for the most momentous, unrelenting superstar on this roster? And to answer that question, I truly don't know.
But you gotta have some kind of goal to shoot for.
I am working on a new goal, but as of right now, I don't have one. Considering that I was so focused on something else, I totally threw my wrestling career to the side for this one thing that is also my greatest strength, but also my greatest weakness at the same time. So now I'm gonna have to figure out what's next for me and what's best for me at this point. And I'm gonna take this certain topic and I'm just gonna put it on hold because it has this whole topic of the four-letter word has been throwing away my life since I got here. And I'm gonna put this four-letter word on pause until I can get my career sorted out. Until then, no. No. I'm done. I'm ready to put my career first before anything else because I'm young and I want to make sure that the kids, the future generation know that I was one of the best that they could look up to. But that four-letter word is putting on hold for right now because I don't think my heart can take another one.
Strong words. Strong words. Carey, you have anything else you'd like to point out?
I just want to say that I hope you're gonna stay focused on your career at the moment and let the cards fall where they may.
I believe that I will take your words quite strongly because that is the same motivation I have right now for myself. And I will hold to that for quite some time now because it's a lot. It's a lot to love. I would say this: it's a lot to love someone and to put it all on the line, and for that moment to not happen, it does a lot to a person. But instead of whining and sulking about it, I'm just gonna fight for it. Because one thing about me, I don't give up on anything. I'm not talking about hustle, loyalty, and respect here. I'm talking about perseverance, perfection, and personification. Because when it comes down to me, I never stop for anything. And that's why
The
I
three
say
P's.
they aren't ready for it.
So let me give you a bit of advice. I've been seeing some of the interaction between you and Vile. Instead of being one, be two. You said earlier the tag team division was on fire. There's you a goal. Go for it.
And I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep that really in mind. I want to thank you for that because you have been giving me advice in my career because I'm so young and I still have a lot. And I'll say this: I don't know everything. I've been on this earth for hundreds of years, and I'm still learning everything now in my young life. And I just want to thank my family for giving all the advice that they're giving me now, because they don't want me to turn out the same way as they did when they grew up. So I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my brothers and sisters for giving me advice every day, because now I'm getting to keep on pushing for my own vision, and they can be proud of me at the same time. I want to thank all of my family and my brothers and sisters that keep pushing me, so I can make sure that I'm the very best every day.
I'm going to say one more thing, and then I'm going to let it ride because we got more matches to go through. Instead of focusing on doing it for people, do it for AJ for now, because you're the one that has to make this career work. You've got support, now you've got to support yourself, and I'm going to let that be it.
Well said. KD's enjoying this takedown show. So amazing, KD Cola. Definitely nothing goes wrong with that. And Gravekeeper said, I think he's responding to what you said, Kerry, about Vile and AJ teaming up. That's going to be hard at the moment. Not impossible, but hard at the moment. Well, Gravekeeper, keep that thought, because we are almost to that match regarding Vile. And I guess we may get more answers when we get there. But in the meantime, we're going to go over to the underground matchup between DSB and Gigglethorpe. And what I noticed was this. When it came to the backstage brawl that they had, Gigglethorpe had DSB that whole time and whooped his ass. This time, DSB had his number and whooped his ass. But one thing I noticed about these two things, none of them pinned each other.
No, none of them pinned each other.
And
So
DSB walked away with this exchange. But, Kerry, do you want to elaborate more? Sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I agree. It's just been KOs. There's never been a tap out or a pinfall, so to speak, for either one of these. So that's definitely interesting. I think we need to see what could happen, because we both know they got hard heads. Now let's see if they have the skill to put one another away. With DSB coming out on top, I know he's got his motivations. He's good in the ring. Gigglethorpe, he dominated for a while, but I'm going to say ever since his loss to Wolfie, when Wolfie finally got a little retribution, he's not been the same.
Or even, like, facing Kaida. Like, I feel like he hasn't been the same since that either.
Kaida she's on a whole other level. There's a reason she is considered one of the GOATs, on up there with Susie, Vexer, and Wolfie. Those are the top four ladies in my humble opinion.
Very great wall right there. What is it called? The Great Mount Rushmore, I believe, or like that's your Mount Rushmore?
For the women so far in Tpew, yes. We have so many great women, but those particular four, they are on a level all their own. Like, when you think of Tpew, who are some of the first ladies you think of, honestly? No, really, really.
Well, if you really want my honesty, I think Wolfie would be one. I think Kaida would be two. I think Vexter would be three. And Susie would be four.
Wolfina?
No, Wolfie.
Oh,
are you saying for you?
It's a lot of top women here. I'll say that for sure. I'm not going to step into the ring with that one, because I know a lot of women will come after me if I say the wrong thing. So I'm going to shut up about that one. So I know that I'm going to say that there's a lot of strong women, and every single one of them have touched that it factor. There's not one woman on this roster.
He's saying he does not want to wake up with he doesn't want to make up with his balls missing, basically.
Coward.
Let's just say that I'm not about to put that out there, but I'm not about
Coward.
But I'm gonna say
what do you have to say about this matchup, though, AJ?
I would say that for sure. Every woman on this roster has an it factor for sure, because you never know who will break out and be the best woman on this roster until they have that opportunity. And there's a few women on this roster that actually had that chance and took it and became one of the top 1% of this business.
Well
So
said.
let's get back to the subjects at hand. AJ, your thoughts on DSB and Gigglethorpe's underground match?
My dear brother really put two of my biggest supporters. One is my brother, and one I believe that's one of my biggest best friends. But I saw a different fire in my brother tonight. Not only a motivational push, but more of an aggression that I've never seen before. Well, I have one time. He nearly killed me, but I'm not going to touch that subject. That fire in him is a very dangerous fire, and I hope he learns to control that fire. I hope he knows how to control that fire. Let me be straight, because I believe that fire can get someone really, really hurt back here and backstage in this roster. But with Vile, I feel like with Vile, with my friend has been going through a rough patch as a player, and I hope he gets out of that slump at some point, because I know what it's like to go in that slump and not make it. But my brother's aggression is unspoken. So I'll say that match is right in between, because I couldn't fit between my brother and one of my best friends.
Well, strong words there, AJ. Very strong words. And before I get to what I want to point out here, I want to give Billy a chance to come on if you'd like to. Billy, if you'd like to come on, send me an invite so you could come on in. But do you guys notice something? The clowns, come on, there seems to be another clown now, and he jumped off. And it makes you wonder, did Gigglethorpe actually care about the match with DSB, or is this just a ploy to get the merchandise man, I believe, or the salesman out?
I'm
Gary?
gonna say this: you will never trust a clown. I had my history with clowns, and you can never trust those bastard son of SOB. Do not trust him with your life, okay? I trusted one, and he has screwed me over, and I still have nightmares about that. Do not trust a clown with your life. I don't care if he I don't care which one. Do not trust any of them.
I'm going to paraphrase one of the most famous clowns of all in regards to all the clowns. Look at how they look at their names, and then ask yourselves, do they really look like men with plans?
No.
You're right. Yeah. When has everyone been serious about the career?
So, when I mentioned the most famous clown of all, y'all know exactly who that was that said that. No question there. I don't need to go any further.
Most indeed, most indeed. And DSB has not sent me anything to come on, so I don't think he wants to come on at the moment. I think he wants to stay behind the camera, but that's understandable.
Side note,
I can't. You have to send me invites. It's not letting me invite you. It's literally letting me invite everybody else. It's letting me invite KD. I can invite Susie. I can invite J-Max, but it's not letting me invite you. So there should be a button at the bottom for you to join in. Well, in the meantime, while we wait until he does come in, we can get his thoughts maybe later. But we had a match that was made on this show itself, Takedown, right? It was between J-Max and Vile, and these two were going at it in a war of words, and it looked like Vile kept on saying, Jay, bring that fire. They both brought a fire, but it seemed like Jay's fire was burning a little bit more as he was the one that walked away. Carrie would say.
Jay seems to have something to prove now. He's got a clear goal in mind. He was told that he's going to have to bring it if he wants to try to get into the high title scenes, and that's exactly what he's been doing. And I noticed that Vile is taking this loss very hard, And I don't understand why. This is his third match, being back. And Jay is not somebody that you can, take lightly. He may be forget the phrasing, he may be a clown in his own right, but when he is in that ring and he is actually focused and not trying to be a perv looking at windows and everything, there's a lot of talent behind those hips.
Well said. That was plain and simple.
So Vile, I don't know why you're taking this badly. You knew what you was getting into, and you know that Jay is good. You know everybody on this roster is good, yourself included.
Billy, try restarting your phone for me. Maybe try restarting your phone and coming back. But before we get to AJ's thoughts, here's the man. Actually, before I get to him, Gravekeeper said Vile has not taken this match hard. Vile was injured at the end of that match. The hell? Okay.
Whatever the case may be, there was no shame in that match, and I hope he gets better soon. But there's no need, no need to go into a dark place, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, Billy, you can't join in on your computer. It really will not work for that. I even explained that to AJ the other night. You had to go to your phone. Yeah. I'm sorry, my guy. Yeah, I explained that to you. I think I've also explained it to Jay. It won't let you join in your computer. Fucking Facebook sucks. Well, if I get thrown off for that, it wouldn't be the first time.
Eventually, it did. You know how
I know if Vile hadn't been injured, he would have hugged J-Max, give him flowers. You can believe that. You're going to have to not be in your computer, Billy. You're going to have to get on your phone. Trust me, brother. Trust me. But J-Max, what do you have to say, though?
Well, Vile put up a hell of a fight. I'll give him that. I knew Vile, it wasn't going to be a cakewalk. I knew that. I didn't mean to hurt the man. I was going to do a job. Either get a victory or die, or die trying. And I did my job. I got the 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's not ballet. Everybody knows wrestling it has its own risk. So
it does,
and that's part of the agreement when you sign on with Tpew. The boss lady has those papers for a reason. You are here under your own risk.
Right.
Well said. Jay, anything to say before I go on to AJ?
Well, I did what I had to do. I knew what I had to do. I had to prove a point. And the point is what I'm aiming for, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship, which is now in the possession of one Big Mac truck known as Big Rig.
I do not envy your position, Jay. I do not.
Well, right before we get to AJ, listen good, Rig.
Oh boy.
Listen up.
Oh boy.
All right, Rig. I see what you done in the ring against Data Boy tonight in a cage match. Congratulations, Rig. I'll give you that. I will give you that. But if, when, and where me and you ever cross paths for the world title, and if Data Boy wants to get involved, it is what it is. But if it's me and you, Rig, listen and listen good. Here's what I suggest.
Big Rig is watching. He is watching.
Here's what I suggest. When it comes to a cage, when it comes to being locked inside a cell, I like to fight. I like to get down and dirty when it comes to a fight. So what I should propose, Rig, before the sideburns and the suits, it was a leather jacket and some trunks. So what I'm gonna do, it's maybe I, for one night I go back to my roots. So how about this, Rig? 1-on-1, me and you for the world title. No holds barred.
So Rig says he'd kick your butt all the way to Texas.
Oh, Lord.
Damn. I've seen what they do to people in Texas.
Well, they say everything's big in Texas, and they call you Big Rig. I'm going to make your ass into a lemon car.
Well, let's hope that you don't make yourself out to be a big goof in that match.
He said I'd kick your honky tonk off that high horse you're on.
Oh, yeah? Well, you better kick good. I don't give a damn what size you wear, big boy. I'm going to take that championship. It's my time, damn it. Me and you, 1-on-1. I'm going to kick your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Tpew Takedown is all about. Loving it.
It better be a big one, he said. And I do want to invite Rig when we do get to the main event. If he would like to come on, he can. It's giving me the option to invite him. For some reason, it's not giving me the option for Billy. It's giving me the option for other people.
I'm going to turn you into an enchilada.
What enchiladas now, damn it? Why'd you have to do this to me?
Shut up, I'm hungry.
I'm still full from my leftovers, thanks.
God dang it, I have to go to get the Carlitos from BUW. Carlitos, get the car! Anyway. AJ, what are your thoughts on this encounter between Vile and J-Max?
Another set of friends of mine. I've been in both of these guys since I've come.
AJ, I hate to interrupt you, but is there any way you can bring the microphone closer or refresh? Because you're cutting in and out real bad and have been the last few minutes. I was just hoping that maybe it'd get better, but it's not.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So another set of friends I have, J-Mac and Vile. With this match, I have to split it down the middle again because I don't like to pick between friends, but eventually we're going to have to go there. And I believe that match was also a record standard for both of them as well, proving the fact that even when things get bad, you still have to persevere. I can't really tell you because this was another match I unfortunately missed. I'm just going off my personal perspective. But I'd like to give a few words about it. You could never go to sleep on your opponent. You could never go to sleep on your opponent with these two because they have such different motives. It's definitely with J-Max. J-Max, I always love J-Max. That's my boy. That's inventory. That's my boy. That's inventory for you. You either got the loser, you got the helmet.
Shut up!
But that's my boy. Inventory is my boy at the end of the day. So with him, so I love them. Both of them are my guys. I can't really say nothing else besides that.
So Jay's going to go back to his roots, and, well, I guess he's going to put the Elvis suit and sideburns in his inventory till next time.
Wait a damn
Billy,
minute.
welcome back.
Here.
Hold on. I'm responding to Billy. Billy, it's still not giving me the option to add you. You're not the only one it does that to. It does that to certain people. Facebook hates certain people. Now continue, Rat Jay.
They hate all of us.
I was talking about a match. I'm not talking about my looks.
I guess he thinks you're a looker, I guess he thinks you're a looker.
I don't know what I am at
Well,
this
the boss
point.
lady could always put you back in a thong, and you'd do it too, just to please her.
Oh goodness.
God damn it. Next question. Next match.
No, what? Next thing you know, Beck is gonna get involved. Well, anyways, we're not gonna talk about that now. Anyways,
Moving on.
next matchup
Moving on.
was a TPW Hardcore Championship Fatal 4-Way Lights Out match made by the boss lady herself and the 4 competitors, Daniel Demois, Captain Slapnuts, and Blind Man, and the champion himself, Savage, who was put to the test by Eddie Walker. It came down to Savage and Blind Man. And in the end, it was a shocker to everybody when Blind Man became the hardcore champion. And he was trying to get photos, but his belt was on backwards. Carrie, what do you have to say?
An underdog, unexpected victory, if I have ever seen one in my life. I mean, we have a Blind Man who has a referee shirt as the hardcore champion now?
Yes.
What in the actual world are we going to do about this? And poor Shiori, who is Kaida's wife, she could not get through to that Blind Man about getting his title on right. And Blind Man still is insisting that Medea has a prostate or whatever that means and everything. And I'm like, oh my god, what are we going to do? This is worse than Al Snow having the hardcore championship.
Oh my god.
It's worse than Crash Holly with the championship. Okay, let's just go that far.
Hey, that's the Houdini of hardcore you're talking about.
For real, dude. He's dissing on that one.
The only one who would have been worse than Crash Holly and Al Snow if he had been around was Spike Dudley. Okay.
Well, Spike Dudley
Not
actually held the hardcore
little
title.
LSD.
But Spike Dudley did hold the he lost it to Molly.
Category with them jabronis.
But my point is, though, we literally have an Al Snow hardcore equivalent here. All right, we have a Blind Man in a ref suit who has a title.
He doesn't get head.
You all know what I mean.
Dave.
I mean, this guy.
I know.
Okay, Jace, do you want to say something on it? What do you have to say about this?
I can't believe the poor dude having his freaking belt backwards. Blind Man Jackson, the blind armchair referee, now hardcore champion, the forgotten member of the Jackson Five. He's got to be under the. Well, he went around. He's got to be under the Jermaine Jackson. I mean, anyway, but
I'm not so certain his fart didn't have something to do with his victory. All right, come on now. We heard it all the way up in the stands.
yeah, I knew I smelled something funny besides me. But anyway,
Was that what that was? I thought his mom was cooking tacos again, but we don't talk about that.
Is there much difference? Come on now.
Baba Jackson versus Blind Man Jackson. I don't know. I had to put them in the same room again. But last time they seen each other was back in Nam when he lost his mother.
Thank God it's not Mama Anderson. Ugh.
Oh god.
Oh God, the suck it's her stuff it.
We're not going to talk about her whatsoever. Okay, we're not going to do that.
At this point, I think DFF would be a better hardcore champion than Blind Man.
Oh dear God.
Hey, I feel like that would be a classic fight right there. Here's the thing, but we've always said about Blind Man. We will say this. He has gone out with surprises that we can never see before. Now, granted, he farted during that match. We all heard that from the echoes of the rafters. But I heard GB even was trying to run away from that shit. That's his seeing eye bear, bro. It's like, come on, man.
Well, and thank God the fans wasn't around. I mean, they would dive the stench.
We'd have lawsuits everywhere from the fans.
Look at what happened to Waldo and TKO. He took a fart in that building. Waldo fainted, and he did not wake up for 5 hours.
That's my point. I'm so glad the fans were not there for that, or the clowns, for that matter.
I think he might have shit himself again. I think at least he had his pants on this time.
Oh, God.
Anyways. AJ, what do you have to say about this fatal four-way? Because you know all four individuals, I think, pretty well, because you used to be trained by Slapnuts, Daniel DeMoise. You know Savage and you know Blind Man.
I am definitely very. Everybody can talk about them. I am very familiar with the DeMoise family, because one of them is my mother. So with that family, I take pride within that family name. I try to represent the family as much as possible.
I can't, Rick. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch this match, unfortunately.
Just the whole conversation.
I wish I would have watched the Fatal 4-Way match from the beginning. Unfortunately, I did miss that one. But with the Fatal 4-Way matches, you never know what would happen. Especially with Blind Man seeing his title backwards. So I didn't know how to react when I saw that. I was like, okay then. Alright, that happened on live television. You know, I'm just glad we didn't have this anything outside of that. So, thankfully. So, for us to go through something like that on TV, I believe that it was a breath of relief for the crowd to see. I'm glad that because
what crowd?
It's a big stand place.
It's bad in the chat right now too because Bex out of character dropped a remote back in the recliner and she can't get it.
Oh no!
And she was like, "Hey, you guys hang on because we were role playing." And she hit text or speak to text and it recorded part of something she was saying to somebody.
Oh God!
And she can't get her remote out of the chair.
We're having a lot of craziness. Carrie, are you good? I heard you were crying of laughter over there.
Oh my God.
What happened?
It's hard for me to stay in character after that rant. I'm good. I'm good. Out of character. I'm supposed to be kind of a mild heel in this whole thing. So me ripping into Blind
He's
Man.
the Bobby Heenan. I'm the Gorilla Monsoon.
Yes, basically.
I don't even know what I'll be at this point.
You're Byron Saxton.
I'm the Byron Saxton.
Oh.
Yes, AJ, you're Byron Saxton. And Jay is Jerry Lawler.
No, Jay is the Jim Ross of the group, all right? Come on now.
Yeah! I was going to say Jerry because you pointed out that thing about him with the women, and I was like thinking, like, look at the peepees!
No.
Wait a damn minute!
I'm just saying, Carrie pointed it out earlier. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Well, God damn it, just you heard it. That wasn't me.
You a lie.
You know what they do to liars?
Wait, realistically though, take for a moment, for example, Urkel came in out of nowhere, took a toddy right off the rip. Was it Waldo that did this? I know you had Ernest.
No. Waldo has never held a championship here.
For fun, and they are so dominant.
Yeah, Larry's saying Waldo's never had a championship, but I get what you're saying. You know.
Yeah, so not Waldo, but I mean we have Urkel.
Yes.
Yeah. Urkel, Ernest, folks have done it, but Blind Man, poor Shiori, she needs a raise after all the crap that she put through with him today. Trying to get just one single title
after that. I think he needed to go change his pants after that. I think he got scared.
Oh God.
At least when he posed, he did it like fart. It was like he all does like a pose, and then all you hear is like that slow fart come out.
That That fart was definitely bad. He was really wanted to be starting something.
I think he had some of those leftover beads from last night's dinner.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Yeah, he
It's blind
farted.
man's duck.
He
Boss lady
farted.
says it's blind man's duck.
It's the duck of luck.
Duck of luck,
Dude,
she
that
says.
duck keeps
Blind man
following
got
him,
the
man.
title because of the lucky duck.
The lucky duck. The lucky duck.
lucky
It's
duck.
it's the duck that brought him the luck.
The luck of the duck. The
So
luck
it's
of
a
the
duck.
duck.
So it's a duck in a bottle. What
That's
the
it. We're
fuck?
giving him the Aflac logo.
Well, it's like the luck of the Irish, but it's the luck of the duck. He all holds it up. The luck of the duck.
Boss
My
lady
salt.
has an order for
Did you-
blind man. Boss lady has an order for blind man. His
Yes.
attire now must include the Aflac logo.
Well, we're gonna have to put that. We're gonna have to figure out how to get that on his referee shirt because I'm gonna speak out of character here. When it comes to blind man, I like him in that because it's kind of like it's random for a referee to be wrestling to begin with. Not saying that referees haven't wrestled before, but it's like, why is he wearing a referee shirt, but he can referee, but he's blind? I don't think he realizes he has a referee shirt on to begin with. So
We
he
all
thinks he
know
has hair and
this.
he's bald
I
as
can
fuck.
explain that. I can explain the ref shirt. Okay, so you know how earlier I made that comment about Prince Wade in that what was it, blue and yellow
Mm-hmm.
or blue and gold, whatever colors it was. And it matched because we had the yellow with the fire and the blue with the roach, and I was like, hey, he's camouflaged. Well, see, blind man has a tactic with his shirt. He has the ref shirt because he's hoping that, he's blind. He can't really see everybody, but they can see him, and he knows this. Okay? So,
Yes.
like, when he's in the ring and, you're fighting, there's so much going on, he's in that referee shirt, and you're not trying to hit the referee, so, he's kind of ducking, dodging, and weaving the best he can as a blind man, and it's a camouflage.
Oh my lord!
You can see him. You can damn sure smell him.
Oh, dude, definitely, dude. Like, look at GB, his seeing eye bear. Who the fuck has a seeing eye bear? I think that's the most unique thing ever.
Y'all laugh all
Fuck.
you want to, but fact is, blind man has the title.
True. Should we move on to the next one? We
Please,
spent almost 30 minutes on this
We've
one.
already put blind man over enough. Anyways, now, I know the boss lady was wondering what Eddie was doing with this matchup, and I don't know if he actually specified what this match was about. Now, it was for the TPW United States Championship, and it was a bloodline match, and I believe the first ever in TPW history. Now, I think we test, no matter where you go, no matter what company you're in a bloodline match, you're going to see other individuals. Now, granted, we did not expect this, as it was Lewis West versus Jay Stone, the champion, and look who came out to help each person. Talos Piper, Aiden Yosef, and Numbskull came out to help Lewis. Slapnuts, Angelo, and Prince Wade came out to help Jay Stone. And in the end, Jay Stone retained and was the only retainee of the night. Gary, what do you have to say? Do you think Jay Stone would have retained if it wasn't for maybe the others helping him?
I'm going to say yes. Jay Stone has been on an absolute tear, and that's not taking anything away from Lewis. I believe that Jay Stone would have retained, and all that craziness. I have to wonder how many pockets were filled for the help to come out, because there was so many people who I have no idea any kind of relation or even spoke to the participants in this match. So whatever the reasons, there's either favors that needs to be cashed in or big money that needed to be paid out to even have it happen, because that was just absolute crazy, and there was nobody really in common there that I could see.
Angelo and Aiden, they're supposed to be in the blackout squad, but Angelo's been teaming with Kosai. Do you think that may have something to do with them being on opposite sides?
I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, nobody forced Angelo to be in the tag. He just kind of sort of decided to. So that, I think, is going to have to be resolved between those individuals.
Understood. Well said. AJ, what did you think about this craziness?
For this to be a matchup like this one, it's very unique because you'll never know who will come out and help that exact superstar. And with that, and we got to keep in mind, whoever comes out to help them can be a major factor or no factor at all. So with this type of matchup, for a man to retain the championship in that kind of caliber matchup, I believe that he knew exactly who to bring in for a matchup just like this. And for him to retain the title, I think he knew exactly what he was doing the entire time.
So, can you elaborate? Do you think he brought out these men intentionally, or do you think these men chose to come out and help him? Because if I recall, the first person to come out was Talos for Lewis, so Lewis could have probably had something to do with that, unless Talos has an agenda against Jay Stone.
Honestly, I'm not sure what Talos Pepper has in mind. Because he is a very. And I've tried to talk to the man once before. Just try to get an equal understanding. This man is very hard to figure out, and you never know what Talos Pepper can do here while he's here, because it's a weird one for sure. I would say that for sure. And for Talos to help him right after our match, well, I'm not gonna say right after, but a few matches after our match, I know the man was already hurting. So to help Lewis, I felt like I feel like with Jay Stone knew exactly what he was doing in this match. I think every superstar was probably intentional. But with matches like that, you have to be very smart about it. For a man to retain his title in a match as high caliber as it is, it was smart on his end. I don't see the downside to this whatsoever. You got to do to do what's inside that ring, and I believe that Jay Stone knew exactly what he was doing in that ring.
Well said. Carrie, you have anything else you want to maybe speak on? Any other thoughts you have on this, where you want to see both men go, or where you see Jay Stone going?
All I gotta say is, whatever the reason these folks came out, it's time to pay up, because Jay Stone, you walked away against all odds retaining your title.
Well said. I would love to see them actually facing a straight-up one-on-one or something of that caliber where nobody gets involved, because no other match got involved in. It seems like this Bloodline match, though, is always going to be one of those ones we're going to see people involved in. Like I stated, no matter what company I've been in or that I've seen, I've always seen people come out in the Bloodline match. So this match could make or break people.
Exactly.
Indeed. Now, moving on to a hard-hitting match. It was a war, a true back-and-forth battle. These men have gone back and forth with this belt, and it was a KO championship match in a casket match decided by the fans and every other personnel here on Tpew Takedown. We had Carter Justice Champion defend against the Phantom Eddie Walker, and the Phantom Eddie Walker became the KO champion once again. In one of the matches, he stated that you can win the KO championship but if the fans would have voted Hell in a Cell, it would have been non-title. Terry, what do you have to say?
This one was an absolute war, one that I absolutely loved watching. I dubbed it the final nail in the coffin match, because this was the final match in their rivalry. It was for everything. They had went back and forth, back and forth. This was the final nail in the coffin. And, as the name suggests, with the Phantom, this seemingly was a match designed just for him, and he showed it. He's all about the darkness and everything. He put Carter into the dark.
Well said. Well said. AJ, I think you're familiar with both individuals. I think a little bit more Carter than Eddie. If I recall, I don't think you've ever really faced Eddie. Now I'm thinking about it.
I faced Eddie Walker a bunch of times in multi-man matches, and
Yes.
a bunch of times in my first ever promotion. But I'm not going to say the name just because of copyright issues. I have faced the man of Eddie Walker before, but I have not faced Eddie Walker since he's returned here. And I don't think I've shared the ring with Eddie now since he's been here. And I think that I would love, and me and him are such good friends, by the way. And I believe that for us to get into that ring one day, it was going to be an experience because I'm a lot older now and I'm an adult. And I think that match right there proves that Eddie Walker still got it. And that when he gained back the title, it shows he never should have lost it in the first place.
So are you low-key saying that you would like to go for that title at a rematch with Eddie?
I would love to face Eddie at some point for the title.
They've
but
never
honestly,
faced off
in my-
one-on-one. They've only ever faced in multi-mans. That's the big thing, too. So this would be a first time ever in
See, that's the
In my
TPW.
opinion, on the
That's
level of Eddie Walker and that title, I believe that I am not ready to face Eddie Walker just yet in my career right now because he has so much experience with mine, and I think he would just toss me around like I'm just dog kibble to him. So it's just a fact where I have to realize when I'm beaten or when I'm outmatched. And in this case, I think I'm very outmatched in this case. And I think that with due time, maybe, just maybe, I'll face against Eddie Walker for that championship opportunity.
But by the time you wait for that, who's to say he's going to have that
Okay.
title?
Now, I have my history with Eddie Walker. Eddie Walker knows how to hold a championship. With that experience, I don't have a doubt in my mind that Eddie Walker will hold that title for a minute. Because now he's already, a two-time KO champion? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he
and
is.
that already proves it doesn't matter how many times you have the championship. It proves how long you can hold it for. And I tried to prove your point there when you said it doesn't matter how many times you hold a title. It depends on how long you hold it for and how much impact you can do with that title.
Well said. KD has just joined us, and I know he's pretty familiar with both individuals, Eddie Walker and Carter. What do you have to say, KD?
That casket match y'all did was great. So yeah,
Let's see.
but Eddie versus Carter was actually a great practical match. It actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, it actually hit 5 stars.
KD, do you mind repeating? You kind of cut out a little bit, like you were trying to gobberly.
I said the match between Carter and Eddie hit 5 stars, and they actually had a back and forth match.
Well said. Well said. Carrie, have anything else you would like to elaborate?
No, not at the moment.
All right. And a good thing KD's on here because he could also give us his big insight on this next one because this regards the tag team division with a big surprise in the matchup. Totally was not revealed earlier. TPW Tag Team Championships Falls Count Anywhere Elimination created by Eddie Walker and one of the match types they created earlier. It was BPW and Chen Pao, the Distinguished Gentlemen, versus the champions, the Gladiators, Lucian and Laconis, versus a mystery team, which turned out to be The Origin, Hellion and Wolfen, with Hellion making his hellacious return. It was a war between all three teams. It came down to a member of each team, but then the final member of Gladiators got eliminated. Then it came down to BPW and Hellion, who have had history together. I remember their wars one-on-one. But in the end, it was a back and forth. But in the end, BPW and Jin Pao walked out the new champions. Carrie, what do you have to say? We talked about this prophecy earlier when it came to Angelo and Kosai winning.
Yes, Kosai actually stated on his debut that he wanted to face Chen Pao one day. And shortly afterwards, he noticed something about Angelo, and they became a team as soon as they found out that BPW and Chin Pao became a team. And the more he thought about it, the more he was like, that would be a war for the ages if they were able to vie for the tag team titles against each other. We definitely could possibly be seeing a prophecy unfolding right before us. And this is not taken away from the other two teams. Hellion, Wolfen, great team. Great in singles competition. Lucia Lyconis, same thing. They are absolutely phenomenal in the ring. But just tonight was BPW and Chin's night. And I know I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but I was pulling for BPW and Chin because it's been a long time coming for them. They deserve that win.
Well said, and they are definitely going to prove what they got. As Chin Pao became a double champion from that, so that's going to be double duty for Chin at times where he has to focus on not just the tag team, but the Grand Prix championship. So I'm excited to see where their reign goes. Yes. AJ.
He's on top of the world.
Yes, top of the world and the only double champion on the Wolf's-Den. Carter was a double champion walking into the pay-per-view from MTM and Wolf's-Den, but then we all saw what happened with that situation. Anyway, new double champion crown tonight. Congrats to the champs. But KD, you are a tag team specialist with your son, and you've been in many of tag teams over the years. You're kind of like a foundation of the tag team scene here in TPW. What do you have to say about this contest?
Definitely interesting triple threat match because the mystery team was Gorgons, as we stated before, with Hellion. So they came in there, they did their very best, and that so Big Papa Wolf eliminated both of the gladiators, Lucian and Laconic. And then it was down to Big Papa Wolf and the Hellion. And they actually threw it out, and it was a back and forth fight. And then, Big Papa Wolf himself, Chin and himself, the tag team title, which I believe is another great tag match too.
Most indeed. AJ, I guess you're very happy that your papa won a championship tonight.
Yes, my father, my dear father, and I hope he's listening. I am very proud of my father. I'm still grateful for the day that he decided to adopt me. I'm honestly ashamed to say that I don't talk too much to my father as of late, because we really haven't been getting along lately. When I was in a dark spot, I took a lot of my anger out on my father, and I hope he's listening that I'm very proud of him and to win a championship, because I know he only did it for one person, and that was for Mrs. K, and I know he's having a fun time right now with her and for celebration. So I love my dad, and I still owe him a match. Unfortunately, he didn't forget. So I owe him a match, and hopefully I can get that very soon, because he wants that match to happen, because he's not talking to me ever since I've got upset with him. So I hope he forgives me after this match, because I would like to have a next match with my father in the way as an apology for him, because I got a lot of work to do. So I fought a lot for my others. I'm still grateful for my father, but we still got some unresolved issues that we have to go through.
He said, I'm still going to tan that ass, AJ, and watch your lip. And he also stated, honored to stand beside Chin as a tag partner and friend, the solo survivor tonight, 4-hour duo. Harry, that is very big facts, huh?
It's absolutely true. And if you notice during the entrance, Chin seemed to be telling something to BPW. I don't know if it was last words of wisdom or what, but there is a reason that this man is the Chinsei.
Am I the only one that thought that BPW was a lot taller than Chin, or was I tripping?
Yes. Yes.
No, am I tripping? Tell me I was tripping.
No.
No.
thought that he was gonna be taking
It could have been his hair,
spot.
though, because his hair being so tall, it also could have matched up to him. But damn, bro.
Interesting enough, Chin said in the show himself, with my hair up like that, I'm as tall as BPW now. So he noticed it. I kind of like that look because it reminds me of Heihachi from Tekken, and that is an absolute compliment because
Oh my
Heihachi
gosh,
is
I
a
love
beast.
Heihachi. Yes. I just got it now. I just saw it now that you said the name. Good Lord, man. I miss Tekken. We need to talk about Tekken someday.
We'll see, but right now we have the main event that was the big one. It was the one everybody was anticipating.
You want to announce it since we're on
I
it?
do actually. Big Rig and Data, these two have been going back and forth, win after win after win, counter for counter, tit for tat. These two have been to war and back in the trenches time and time again, and tonight was the night where everything was on the line and the recent rivalry would be settled. And tonight it was Big Rig coming out with a big, decisive victory over our former world champion, Data. Your thoughts on it, Mr. Larry first?
And if we recall, when you point that out, Data finally got the win he needed over him last week after, because if I remember, we were talking about how in most places they face, Rig was the one that always had the upper hand on him. But then Data Boy finally grasped the moment. We are 1-1 between these two. But then it comes to the pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. Big Rig is our new world champion. And might I add, a big world champion. They don't call him Big Rig for nothing. Jesus Christ.
Our Mack Truck champion.
Yes, or as some people call him, the Mack Truck Daddy. I heard that's what Vexter calls him at least.
The Mack Truck Daddy, the MTV.
But AJ, what do you have to say?
I am a big fan of both men. You know, me and Daddy Boy get along very, very well, and me and Big Rig. I'm not familiar. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not familiar with Big Rig. I know we are friends now since we share the same idea of pizza, but he shows how much a lot of people favor him as well. A lot of people favor Big Rig because of his loving personality that he has across this roster, across for everyone. And for Data Boy, that's been a very loyal friend to the community. So when it came down to both men in that ring, one of them had to win, no matter how much he was or loved or hated. And it showed that Big Rig, after everything, could be a world champion. And I had no doubt in my mind that Big Rig would eventually become world champion.
And that's the great tragedy of this business. No matter the friends you make backstage, eventually you're going to meet each other in the ring.
Well said. Well said. KD, before we get to a massive announcement we need to make, we want to hear your thoughts.
I thought this match was going to be like a back and forth. It was a back and forth match for a bit, but yeah. I think once Rig hit that one move, it was done. Got him, and then he became the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Big Rig proving once again, when the rig gets moving, there is no stopping it.
Yes.
Very true.
Rolling.
It's literally being hit by a freight train, and Big Rig, I'm excited to see where his reign will go with the possibilities we can get with him being the world champion. Data had a great reign for what it was, but Big Rig, I'm really curious to see who his next challenger will be. As we already know, J-Max called him out for a no-holds-barred, but is that the only challenger looking his way right now? We don't know.
I don't want to be any challenger of Riggs.
Nobody. Big Rig is not called Big Rig for nothing. So this reign, I think because he needed this, because if you remember, if you don't mind me bringing it up, back when we did have our original world champion, Zach, before it was vacated, he came close this close to defeating Zack. But then Zack came up and defeated him. But now Rig, he got his redemption in a way. Wouldn't you say, Kerry?
I would say so, but Rig is. I believe Rig could have taken Zack as well. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. Rig is very, very capable. I have seen that man at work in the ring. And that man, he is the Rig of Tpew. And there is nobody, in my opinion, right now, who could stop that Rig. He is just on too big of a roll.
Literally and figuratively. Now, we went through that amazing pay-per-view, but we also have a huge, massive announcement to make regarding the ladies, where the men got their own show and pay-per-view. It's only fitting the ladies get their own pay-per-view, and the boss lady has made the name. We have the logo, which I'll be putting out after this. It's called Battle Line. And what did she state before? You ladies need to step it up. Not saying that you haven't, but this is you being put on notice. You saw what happened at the men's pay-per-view. We want you guys to bring that fire, if not more. We all know you guys can do it. Battle lines. The battle lines will be drawn. Teams may be shattered. People may be broken. Does the boss lady have anything she would like to say on the matter?
Do you have anything you want to say on that or no?
On what?
I don't know how far behind you are, but he was talking about the women's pay-per-view battle line.
Oh, he just dropped it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear what you have to say. Say what you need to say.
Shaping up to be pretty intense.
She says it's shaping up to be pretty intense, and I, for one, with a name like Battle Lines, maybe a War Games match is in order.
Oh, War Games, War Games, War Games, War Games, War Games, War Games. Cheers to that, Mr. Paul Mason. Make some good bourbon.
You're welcome for that suggestion.
Battle lines. Yes, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have a date for battle lines, or is it to be determined?
Boss lady, is there a date for Battle Line, or is it to be determined?
A week from today.
She says a week from
Saturday.
today. It will be Saturday.
So, what days are we needing to have Wolfden, MTM, and Vixens? Would you have to say?
What days for the other shows? I think she said tomorrow was Vixen.
Normal schedule.
She said normal schedule.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with the pay-per-view being Saturday. Lots of TPU action.
You heard it there. Stay tuned for Wolfden on Monday. On Wednesday, MTM.
Yep,
On
I don't
Friday.
back to Sunday, but I'll keep that updated.
If she don't scoot the pay-per-view back to Sunday, but she will update as need be.
All right. Monday, Wolfden. Wednesday, MTM. Friday, Vixen's Flames. Possibly Saturday or Sunday, we will have battle lines. Stay tuned, y'all. And with final thoughts, Carrie, do you have anything you'd like to say before we get off here?
The men stepped up tonight for what was an incredible pay-per-view. There is bound to be a huge fallout tomorrow. Ladies, can you follow the men this time, or can you exceed them? That's what I want to know and see.
KD, final thoughts.
Wait and
Well,
watch.
I am definitely looking forward whole week of TPW action. Yes, I do hope you do have your wheat brownie with you.
Yes, I do. We'll meet also at the track later, so I can give you that special KD cola that's infused. I got you. Mm-hmm.
Good.
I know a guy that knows my cousin. AJ, final thoughts.
My final thoughts, I don't have any thoughts. I have only words. It is this is the new generation that we're in of wrestling, and I am down for it. in and out of that ring, I vow to myself that I will be a very helpful asset in and outside of that ring. So I'm gonna do my very best to become the best version of myself, um, in and out of character for this year. I'm still excited for what's to come for everyone, and including myself, because things are only just getting started. It's just starting to get full blown now.
Well said. Well said. Well, that was TW Takedown episode 5. I repeat, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. We're already episode 5. And next week, we're going to have 4 episodes. And we're almost to that lucky 10.
It's crazy, isn't it? We just started this, and it's just taken off like a rocket, and we have everybody here to thank for that.
What should we do for the 10th special? Do we do something for the 10th episode, like something special?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe 90s wrestling trivia night with it. Who knows?
Ooh, I like where you're thinking. I like that. I like that. Well, guess everybody stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we all hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.
Later.
Peace, dude.